If you're already in business and you're starting to notice that overwhelm creeping in, or if you're starting a business but you really want to start it right, this video is for you, because I'm going to talk about the transition moment that took me from crazy inside to being able to have faith that everything was going to work out, even if I wasn't working. If success is costing you your sanity, then it's not worth it. I'm Lydia Kimmerling. I'm a master life coach and a business mentor. I'm here to help you succeed. I want for you to fulfill your ambition, but I want for you to do it without having to sell your soul. And over the many years since 2010 that I've been helping women in business, I have seen that there is one core belief that we operate from, which actually causes us to be anxious, exhausted, and always switched on. I'm also going to share with you what that belief is that you need to shift in your mindset right now to really create true success in your business. And that true success is it looking successful from the outside, but also feeling successful on the inside, because you feel joyful and you have peace and it's not crazy in there. And actually how I got my highest paying client in that season of my life, and the switch that I made just continued to grow the business whilst I was able to rest. Honestly, I do not know how I did this, but I left £700 in the cash machine and then also left my wallet on the roof of my car. That's how crazy busy I was and how overwhelmed I was in my business. At this time, I was living between Ibiza and London. I was running retreats in Ibiza and also in mainland Spain. I had a coach certification with the International Coaching Federation that was a year long. I had high ticket clients. I had group programs. You know what? I was doing really, really well in business, but what I had fallen into was a trap of my own ambition. I found that ambitious entrepreneurs like myself, we tend to have a lot of ideas and we get a little bit of a thrill from those ideas. You know what it's like when you're kind of brainstorming in your business and it feels really exciting and you get an idea and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go for it. What I would do is then speak that into reality and get so attached to it that I would make headway and create a deadline around it. So now it had to happen. So I had created this reality where I was having to make a lot of things happen in my life because of these deadlines that I had placed on myself and putting them into reality already. It was great at the time because it was creating the results that I wanted, except there was one problem. The problem was it was relying all on my energy and my effort. A problem that many high-achieving, ambitious women have is that we are very capable. So you can make anything happen with your effort. And that requires pushing, push, go, go, go. Don't stop, keep going until it's done. Amazing, right? You're proving to yourself that you can do anything and be anything and accomplish it all. But we were not created for that. Women are not machines. And we are not meant to be pushing all of the time and putting pressure on ourselves all of the time. We have to rest. So there has to be a shift in how you create your business. There was a key belief that was underpinning all of this. And it was something I was really attached to and I didn't realize. The idea that success equals busyness. Ask yourself honestly, how much are you doing in your business that is really generating internal and external success, really? Or how much of it are you doing because you're afraid that if you don't do it, everything's going to fall apart? That if you stop, the business isn't going to keep going on. Imagine what it's going to be like when you're 50, 60, 70. Are you still going to be putting in the same amount of effort to make everything work, not even really knowing if it is that's making it work or not, but that if you were to stop or to slow down, then it could all fall apart. It's hard. It is hard to stop when society has trained you to do all of the time. The turning point for me was when I realized that everybody who called to speak to me, or if I bumped into people in the street, they would always start with, "Lydia, I know you're a busy woman. I know you're such a busy lady. I know you're really, really busy, but," and then they would get faster and faster and faster to try and squeeze in what they wanted to say to me, trying to kind of, I guess, honor the little time that I had. And one day I recognized it, and I was like, oh, no, I don't want to be the busy lady. I don't want that identity for myself. And yet it was an identity that I had created, and other people were noticing it. So actually it felt like God saying to me, this is who you've become. Is it really who you want to be? And I thought I was good at being still because I could meditate. But meditating had also become a to-do. It had become a challenge, a task, something to tick off the list. I couldn't just be still. And that was the difference. I could sit still, but my mind would still be thinking about all of the things that I needed to get done. And then I realized one day, gosh, I'm actually my happiest when things are slower, when I would have small pockets of time where I didn't have a deadline, where I wasn't forcing myself to do something. And in those pockets of time, it was like, I can breathe again. And I realized that's when I felt happiest. So I was like, okay, I need to make my life more like this. But I realized I was working more for that to happen. It was like, well, if I work more, then eventually I will have the life where I have a slow morning and I start at 11 and, I can go and see my friends in the week. That's the trap. That's what's trapping you, is you think that doing more will get you there. When actually, no, you have to prioritize the rest first. So I did something that was pretty drastic at the time. I decided I am going to give myself that life before I feel ready to have it. I felt like I didn't have the business in the right place to be having this level of stillness, when in fact the business was doing really well. I could absolutely do that. It was because my system was so rooted in fear of everything falling apart without me, that if I stopped, I would lose the success I had created. Hence the success actually becoming a trap. So I was like, okay, what's it going to be like if I actually just don't start till 11 and not worry about the emails, not worry about getting something posted on social media? I will just force that upon myself until it starts to become the norm. It sounds crazy, like it's a simple thing, but it wasn't at that time. And so I gave myself the life I wanted before I was ready. I thought I was ready to have it. I started to prioritize putting teas and coffees in with my friends before I would put a call in to see somebody. And no surprise, after a period of doing this, my life started to look like what I wanted it to look like. And not only that, I started to feel more successful in my business because I had joy, I had peace. I felt calm. I wasn't frantic. I could actually enjoy what I had created, but I had to give it to myself before I felt ready. And no one tells ambitious women this part, that if you build on pressure, you're going to lose presence and you're going to lose flow. You're going to tighten up and become so frantic and crazy on the inside. You won't even be able to hear yourself think, let alone hear God speaking to you. So if you're a woman who wants success and peace, if you don't want to sell your soul to create your business or to honor your ambition, then know this: you don't have to be crazy busy. It's not about the amount that you're doing that gives you value. Being busy isn't proof that you're valuable. Putting pressure on yourself isn't proof that you've been called and this is your calling and you're following your purpose. Pressure is not purpose. And exhaustion isn't a requirement for success. God doesn't need you to be burnt out to bless you and to bless your business. And the advice I wish I'd had, Lydia, the moment you stop trying to prove yourself through being busy all of the time is the moment that you'll have the proof God is doing it for you. You just had to slow down, get out of the way, have faith that everything was going to be okay, and you will see the miracles He'll work into your life. So tell me, how is business going? Have you experienced this kind of level of overwhelm? Do you struggle to switch off? I want to hear from you. Do you feel that we need to sell our soul in business, or there is a better way of doing things? I'm here for the success. I'm here for the ambition. I want to support you all of the way, but I want to teach you how to do it whilst maintaining peace, joy, and freedom, all of the things that you wanted to set your business up for. For more business strategy without the hustle, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time.